Virginia, once considered a key battleground state, is now trending for Hillary Clinton. A new survey has Clinton trouncing Donald Trump with a 12-point lead among likely voters. While these new numbers show Trump with a slight uptick, most state polls show Clinton with a commanding lead. Republicans had high hopes of taking back the state, which has gone back and forth between the two parties in the last several elections. For a closer look at the race in Virginia, joining me now is Susan Swecker, chairman of the Democratic Party here in Virginia. Susan, thank you so much for being here with me.
Glad to be here this afternoon.
Hillary Clinton has Tim Kaine on her side for this state. It seems to be helping her. Donald Trump, though, very popular in the more rural areas when you get away from the Beltway. Does he have a chance?
Well, look, I mean, we feel really good about what's going on in Virginia. We've got a lot of enthusiasm, certainly very proud of the fact that Tim Kaine, our own Tim Kaine, is on the ticket. We feel very good about where we are, but we're not letting up. I mean, we've got 1,000 organizing events a week in Virginia, 34 field offices, and people are out canvassing and door knocking, and I like where we are, but we're fighting for every vote.
She's leading in this state. How much has Tim Kaine been an asset for her here?
Tim Kaine and his wife, Ann Holden, have been a tremendous asset. Really, we're just so proud of him. And, he has just had such a record of similar to Hillary Clinton, of civil rights, social justice, working in that field all of his life. And so we are just happy to be able to share him with the rest of the country now.
The Trump campaign is pouring more money into this state. They initially were said, according to many sources talking to us, to be pulling out of the state, seeing that they were down so much. But now they've poured more money back in. They're claiming that they're going to win this state. Do you see any, I know you're a Democrat, so it's going to be hard for you to answer this, but do you see his message resonating in a way that concerns you or your voters? And does he have an argument when it comes to Hillary Clinton not being trustworthy? Do you hear that?
Well, look, I've been around in Virginia politics for a long time, and this is the weirdest presidential Republican election I've ever seen. I mean, I never really thought Donald Trump was in Virginia competitively. I mean, never really setting up a traditional campaign structure. So I didn't really, when they said he was pulling out, I never really knew he was in. And, here today in Virginia Beach, to me, is just sort of like a Hail Mary pass. So
as well, though, among military families, and certainly Virginia Beach is and the Norfolk area is an area that we've seen him have giant rallies.
Well, let me just say this: former Senator John Warner, who also served as Secretary of the Navy, revered in this community all over Virginia and really all over the country, took an unprecedented step a couple weeks ago and endorsed Hillary Clinton. He has never endorsed a Democrat for President of the United States. Now, he did that, number one, because he feels like she is extremely qualified, but he also did it because he thinks Donald Trump is reckless and not prepared to be, and dangerous to be President of the United States. That will resonate with Virginians, but in particularly military families. I mean, he is revered in this community.
What about that, the Kazir Khan commercial that's coming out?
Oh, my golly. Have you seen it?
Yes.
I mean, you can't watch that without being moved. You have to have a heart of stone to not be moved by that commercial. And, of course, that, again, a Virginia family, too. And what Donald Trump, said about the Khan family is just, hurts me really to the core. And I think that had an impact, a tremendous impact.
And when you talk to Republican strategists, what they will say is the Kazir Khan controversy, the Judge Curiel controversy, those were two things that certainly were not going to help Donald Trump in his argument to gain more moderate voters. So the Hillary Clinton clearly seeing that as an opportunity to get in.
I mean, here's the thing. I just really, for the sake of our country, I keep hoping that he will, and maybe he'll do it here today, he will say something, become more presidential. He will say something more presidential. But the likelihood of that is like me fitting into my 1976 prom dress. No matter how much I pray for that miracle, it ain't going to happen.
Susan Swecker, thank you so much for being here, and good luck with that prom dress. Chairman of the Democratic Party of Virginia, thank you so much again. A live look at library on the campus of Regent University.